So Commodity has launched the Platinum collection of fragrances. Each of the fragrances from the Platinum collection focuses on one popular note. And in this video, we're going to do an unpackaging and a review for Bergamot. This is a fragrance that I was sent, but I already had one that I've been wearing, and we're going to review this. Plus, you'll have a chance at winning a full bottle of Bergamot if you are in the USA, so please stay tuned. That's right, we're going to go ahead and review Commodity Bergamot. Commodity Bergamot was launched earlier this year, 2017. It retails for $135. It's Eau De Parfum concentration, and this is, as I said, is part of the Platinum collection. And the nose behind Bergamot is Steven Nilsson. Notes we've got at the top: Italian bergamot, Brazilian green mandarin oil, and clementine oil. In the heart notes, we've got jasmine, sambac, absolute, Moroccan spearmint oil, Egyptian geranium oil. And in the base, we've got patchouli oil, vetiver oil, blonde musks, and violet leaves. I first got into commodity fragrances probably about 4 years ago when they were based out of Los Angeles, and I think now it's based out of London. I'm not 100% sure, but I've communicated with one of the men behind the brand, and I think he was in London, but not sure what happened, but probably some things changed in the company and things changed around a bit. But yeah, I remember them being in Los Angeles and buying my very first bottle from their website, Commodity's website, before they were even sold at Sephora. Whiskey is the one I bought. So I really like that one, and I do have a review of whiskey here if you want to check it out. But I was very, very curious about these 5 new releases. They're Eau De Parfum compared to the previous ones, which are Eau de Toilettes. And I love the notes, like Tonka bean I love, leather I love, Bergamot I love, and that's why we're starting with Bergamot, but we've also got Orris and Vetiver. These are all notes that I really love in fragrances. So the box comes like this. It's a little different presentation than the previous boxes. And let's go ahead and open it up. So lots of information on the back, and on the bottom it's pretty straightforward, but on the front you can see the Bergamot Commodity, and I think Commodity used to be Commodity Goods, so they changed the name around a bit as well. So let's go ahead and open this up. So inside what you get is a little booklet. I remember getting it, the one I have here. In the booklet, it's basically telling you the story behind the fragrance. And so you've got, this one is all about the bergamot, and I'm sure the other ones would have stories about the fragrance that you bought. So the box opens up like this, and then the box, it has the bottle inside. It fits nicely, and the fragrance comes out like this. It is just a beautiful bottle, very simple, straightforward, very similar to the bottles that were in existence, but the previous bottles had a black cap for the darker collection and a white cap for the lighter collection. I always thought they were men's versus women's fragrances, but I think they're all considered unisex. And of course, the 5 in this collection are unisex as well. So since I've been using Bergamot here, I'm going to go ahead and quickly spray it. Several sprays here. And Bergamot is a note that's used in lots of fragrances, so you basically see it in the top notes, and of course here you get to experience it in the top notes. It's the Italian bergamot oil, but you've also got a little bit of other citruses like the green mandarin and the clementine oil. So it starts out with a very, very citrusy top, like it's really refreshing and crisp and juicy at the top. But there's something different about this bergamot compared to the other bergamots I have. I won't mention the other ones. But this actually, once the top notes dissolve and you're in the heart and finally in the base, this becomes the driest bergamot fragrance. And to me, this is all about vetiver. So it's the best combo or the best blend of bergamot and vetiver to me. So the vetiver in Commodity's Bergamot plays a major role, and it actually tones down the juiciness, the crispness, the sharpness, the the tartness, and of course the drippiness of the bergamot. So you're left with a very dry kind of a bergamot, even though it starts out very, you know, juicy and tart. It's not like overwhelmingly juicy and tart and sharp and drippy. It's still on the dry side, but you still experience it. But as it's drying down, it becomes very, very dry, a dry kind of bergamot, and almost no bergamot by the time you're like at the end of the life of the fragrance, and it's all about woody vetiver. It's slightly dark and slightly musky with a little bit of patchouli and hints of violet, I guess. They're there in the background, but to me it's all about the vetiver and the musk and the patchouli. So, you know, again, you don't have to make all bergamot fragrances like each other, and I mean, I have many in my collection now. This is probably my 5th bergamot dominant, maybe even 6th or 7th bergamot dominant fragrance, and I find this to be very unique compared to the other ones. Whereas all the other ones are very juicy, focusing on the juiciness of the bergamot, here they're actually focusing on like the leaves or perhaps the stems of the bergamot, the fruit, where the fruit grows, because the vetiver is acting like you're smelling the woody stems of the bergamot tree. So again, it's very unique, and actually also this is a kind of bergamot you don't have to wear in the summertime. I think it's perfect for spring and fall as well. So because it's got that vetiver woodiness, it could work in the fall and definitely in the springtime as well, because it has a little bit of depth and more legs to it compared to like just a blast of freshness when you spray other bergamot fragrances. So it's a unique take on bergamot, and I'm quite enjoying it. And I'm very, very curious to try the 4 other fragrances in the collection. Of course, Tonka bean sounds great. And of course, the vetiver, even though I get a lot of vetiver in here, I'm curious to try their full-on vetiver fragrance. And then of course, Orris and leather also sounds great. So the entire 5 Platinum Collection fragrances sounds really awesome. I'm definitely interested in trying, but to start off with, it's great to start off with the bergamot in the fragrance collection. So the bergamot is just a really, really great one, and it could be used as an everyday fragrance, an office scent, just for someone that was looking for like a simple, great smelling fragrance that doesn't make people like turn heads. You're not going to like get attention, but you know, when somebody gets close to you, you're going to, you know, have them ask you what you're wearing, because you'll smell great. So that's pretty much it with bergamot. So what are your thoughts? Are you familiar with bergamot or any of the Commodity Fragrances collection of fragrances? I highly recommend you get your nose on bergamot. They're pretty readily available at Sephora's, I think. I think most Sephora's should carry them, if not some. But if you can't, I suggest you order samples, or I think Commodity still sells samples in a kit, or perhaps they also sell slightly larger bottles, but not like full size, like maybe 10 ml bottles in a kit, so you can get like a variety of scents and you can sample their collection before settling on a fragrance like this, a whole bottle. All right, so let me know what you think about bergamot or the Commodity Fragrances collection. Please put some information down as to if you've tried Commodity, if you've tried bergamot, or if you've tried any of the others. Please put down comments and we can get a conversation started. And also, if you want to participate in the full bottle of bergamot like this, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed here and put down a comment as to what your favorite bergamot fragrance currently is. Also, please put down what in this fragrance, Commodity's bergamot, sounds best to you, and please list your state. This is only open to USA residents, as Commodity will only ship to USA residents. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.